Peace, good people, and welcome to my channel. I am Nuku, the Horned Daikini, coming on to give you guys a reading for Gemini. So if you are Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, Gemini Rising, maybe even Venus in Gemini. Hell, if you just have a plethora of Gemini placements, period, no matter where they are, you may resonate with this reading. So come on in, pull up, get comfortable, and listen, right? Hang out with me while I channel a resourceful intuitive message for you, Gemini. Okay, newbies, hello. If this is your very first time visiting with me, welcome. I hope that you do choose to subscribe and stay. OGs and returnees, thank you so much for coming back. Okay, thank you to Spirit for using me as a trusted and true vessel to bring about a message for the collective of Gemini. Show me clearly what it is they need to know. Shay. If there's any jumpers, please repeat yourself. Ace of Pentacles coming out as your very first card. Okay, so your money may be loosening up, meaning something may be flowing freely back into your life after a stagnant period, Gemini. Okay, after a stagnant period. Sorry about that, but that's a good thing, right? Everybody wants to see their money begin to flow. Okay, so let's see what else is going on with this, okay? Am I talking to some Geminis that changed jobs or lost a job and then you're just now getting back into the flow, right? That could be what this is insinuating as well. You had a period of time where something was not working in your favor, right? Something was on pause, some type of halt, some type of halting was in your money. Wow, these cards just keep on busting out like this. Sorry about that. I don't know. Spirit is telling me just lay cards. Or was that y'all? Was that the energy of Gemini saying, look, just lay the cards, all this shuffling. All that shuffling, just lay our cards. Oh, I hear you. Okay. Eight of Pentacles, because you've been back working on something. You're back to work. So that makes sense. So coming off of a time or a period of no work. Okay. Could have been laid off, could have lost your job, could have been fired, could have quit a job thinking that you were going to jump right into another one, but it was a period of time, a short period of time where there was no money, there was no motion, you had no movement. Now you're back in to work. So thank you. I hear you, Gemini. The spirit of the collective of Gemini says, stop shuffling them fucking cards and lay that shit down, Nuku. Just lay the cards down. Because y'all kept knocking them out of my hand. You kept knocking them, not knocking them out, but okay. That's Gemini. Don't do that to me. Do not do that to me, Gemini. Okay, so yeah. You got some paid work coming in now. You back working. You making really good money. You may even be making more money than you were making prior to, going through that short period. Star card. This is Aquarius's card. So many of y'all are working in the field or in the area of work that you always wanted to work in anyway. So leaving that other job, getting fired from that other job, losing that other job, really seemed like it may have been a blessing. Because many of you may have been working in areas that really were not in alignment with who you are. So you have pretty much been praying for or looking for or trying to manifest something that was a little more befitting, right? A job that would be just more in alignment with who you are, right? And that's exactly what Aquarius energy is. It aligns you with your brightness. It aligns you with your light. When you pray for things and you have a deep-seated desire to do something, it's because you are seeking environments and atmospheres and people that are in alignment with your light, Gemini. So you are getting the opportunity to work in a field that you have a natural propensity for, or you have a natural inkling for whatever it is, or you went to school for it. Like some of y'all may have went to college and you never got an opportunity to work in the area that you got your degree in. You were working jobs and taking gigs that wasn't nowhere near in alignment with what it is that you desire to do or had the degree and the skills to do. But now you're in it. You're in that prayer. You're in that manifestation. You're working at that place. You started that business and it is flourishing. You are working in your skill. You're working in your talent. You're working in your hobbies. For some of y'all, this is a hobby, and you got an opportunity to turn your hobby, your craftsmanship, your mastership into a real deal gig, right? So kudos to you. Kudos to you, Gemini. I do the Chariot. I do see a warning though, Gemini. I see a warning. So let me address that before I address this. The Chariot card. I feel like that the warning is do not become greedy. Place that energy where it belongs. Whatever it is that you're doing right now, Gemini, is plentiful. There's a lot of opportunity for you to do a lot of different things. There's opportunity for you to make access, a lot of extra money. But I'm just getting the energy of don't get greedy. Don't overdo it. I'm also getting the energy of don't neglect the people and the places that assisted you during that downtime. Like, I feel like people loved you through this situation. They loved you through not having money. They loved you through being depressed because you lost the job. They loved you in the midst. They loved you when you were in that in-between phase. So now that you are back, now that money is coming in good, now that you are doing something that makes you feel, full of pride and confident, don't neglect the people or even the things that were assisting you when you didn't have all of that. So if you were going to church and really on your knees and really praying, if you was really into your spirituality during that time when you did not have it and now you got it, don't stop doing those things. You still need to go to church. If church was your thing, you still need to be in prayer. You still need to be doing your, whatever your spirituality called for. Don't stop doing the things that you were doing. Because it'll almost feel like you just used those things. You just used them for the time being. Now, okay, I got what I need. Don't do that. Don't do that, Gemini, okay? So don't get greedy and don't neglect the people, places, things, and practices that you put in place when you didn't have what you currently now have, okay? So now with the Chariot card in place, that's Cancer's energy. So I could be speaking to a Cancer, a Gemini with a Cancer moon, okay? Or you just have Cancer somewhere in your chart, just like you could have Aquarius somewhere in your chart, up in your upper, in those fantastic six, right? Not just in the upper three. You could have Mars or Mercury in Aquarius or in Cancer. So place energy where it belongs. Find your Cancer placement, find your Aquarius placement, and see how it resonates with you. See what it is saying to you, because those two signs are out here, okay? But I do believe also that I am speaking to some Geminis who you may have lost your home or your housing, or you may have been in a position where it was shaky, and that could have come because of you not having the finances to cover your rent, okay? Or not having the finances to cover maybe you had rent, but you didn't have your water and your gas, and you didn't have your utilities. So something was risky, right? Because the Chariot card is about movement. Okay, so you could have had to move because of these things, or it was on the verge of happening, but something came right in the nick of time, because the Chariot card also talks about willpower and aligning your mind with tuning and aligning your mind to manifestations that you are, calling in. So some of you said, oh, hell no. I don't give a damn. I don't care what. I am not going to lose my place. I'm not going to be made to move because I can't afford my bills. So some of you did what needed to be done to maintain your bills while you were still in that in-between phase. So a lot of y'all might have started driving for DoorDash, or you might have started Ubering or doing Lyft or Postmates and all of the little extra gigs that you can do on the side until a real job came about. I feel like I'm talking to some Geminis who you did a lot of side gigging, whatever that looks like. Okay? Because some of y'all, you know what I'm saying, maybe you had to go back to the strip club right quick if you're younger. Maybe you started tricking. I don't know. I just know that I'm talking to some Geminis that you put in, I believe that you put in some work in the process. I don't think that I'm talking to some Geminis that just went in and fell down by the wayside and was depressed, none of that. I think you had your moment, but you was like, nah, I mean, I still got shit to do. I still got stuff. Still got kids. I still got bills. I still got family. I still got my habits. I still got whatever. You had something that motivated you to tap into some side gigs because you were not going to lose the things that you had worked hard to gain just because you ran up on this little hiccup in life that, that took you away from work, right? Took you away from having a consistent flow or streams of income. Because I mean, I do see that you had streams of income had stopped. Streams of income had stopped. There was a pause in the pentacles. You decided that you were still going to get out and make stuff happen. So you may have been living paycheck to paycheck with a job that wasn't paying you nothing because you lost the good job that was paying you good money, even though you probably were in the wrong field, or maybe it wasn't paying you good money. Maybe it was paying enough just for you to maintain. Either way, you lost that, was in a period of not making consistent money, and you had to tap into gigs and little side things to maintain, what you had going on as far as bills and family or whatnot. And then something turned in your favor and you landed a dream job. You landed dream work. You landed a dream gig. Again, the warning is don't get greedy and don't neglect whoever was there for you in the process. Don't remember who helped you. Remember who fed into you. Remember who poured into you. Remember who. Don't bite the hand that fed you now that you are back in a financial healthy position. Okay, so the Five of Pentacles came out. I feel like this is you, because see how he's at the water and he looks like he's mourning, right? And I feel like this is what you may be doing right now, because I feel like I'm also talking to a collective of Gemini. This is your very current situation. So this kind of just happened. And you're just now getting back in the movement, in the flow. A lot of y'all lost your jobs. A lot of y'all were either laid off or fired. And when I say just recently happened, because everything that people endured in 2020, that's still recent for people who were tragically laid off, right? So I'm talking to people as far back as 2020, still just now getting your feet back on the ground with constant work. Now, yes, you could have got fired last year. Okay, this is 2026. You could have got fired in 2025. You could have got fired in 2024. So it could be anywhere between 2020 and 2026. Of course, we just got into 2026. So place this energy where it belongs. But many of you are looking back on your money loss, right? Spirit is saying don't stay there, though. A lot of things may have happened during that transition that you may have not healed from, because there could have been some type of emotional wound left for those of you who got fired. That listen, being fired from a job, especially if you had been there for a while, you gave it your all, you gained a lot of things. So you a lot of your material gains came from this job, right? So you were able to maintain your life because of this job, and then all of a sudden it's taken from you. That's like a death. That's a transformation, and it's very because it's a jolt. It's a shift. Losing your job is like being pushed out of a window without even knowing somebody was walking in the room to push you. It catches people off guard. So I'm talking to someone who was caught off guard. I'm talking to some Gemini collectives excuse me, that were caught off guard with losing a job somehow, okay? Whether it was a layoff or being fired, or for a small few of you, like I said, you jumped ship thinking that you were going to be able to jump right onto another ship, and you did not. You quit a job, and what you thought you had in place, that other job that said, oh yeah, we want you, we're going to hire you, for whatever reason said no. So anyway, I think that you are still dealing with that emotionally. And you are looking at some of the losses because some of y'all did lose things, okay? Some of y'all, maybe your partners left you, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, they left you during this hard time. Some of y'all may have lost your cars, lost your vehicles, a lot of loss took place when you lost that job. But I just don't want you to stay there long, because what was able to be salvaged, what you were able to hold on to, what you were able to maintain, means way more than what you lost. And I think you need to, for those of you who are feeling this energy, I think you need to pay more attention to what God just said: gratitude. The energy of God, the energy of spirit just said gratitude. Gratitude for what you were able to salvage. Because whatever was taken away from you, you are in a position now to replace it. So just show gratitude for what was salvaged, because all wasn't lost. I don't care what you lost. All wasn't lost, okay? Oh, I didn't even know another card had turned over. Okay. Ace of Wands. I guess that turned over with the Five of Cups. I shade to that because that's a indication of what I had just said. All wasn't lost. And not only was all not lost, when we lose things and once we deal with that and we heal from that, most of the time, majority of the time, we're put in a position to embrace a new beginning. We're put in a position to wield and call in new things. I say this anytime I get a reading like this. I say this very same line. Sometimes shit happens so that shift can happen. Because a lot of times when there's no shifting, we become complacent. We're very creatures of habit. So if something is all good, so we think, we don't change. What's the purpose in changing when everything is good, right? So we become very content. And then sometimes them plates have to move. We have to have a earthquake within ourselves. Something has to be shaken up that brings about a shift. And I believe I'm talking to a Gemini that's exactly what happened to you. For sure. So kudos to you, Gemini, because out of that shift came some mighty shit. Because I'm thinking that you probably have created something in your life now. You either have already done it or you're actively doing it now that is beyond your dreams. You can't even believe that you are doing what it is that you're doing now. And had that shift not taken place, you wouldn't even known that you wouldn't have known that you would have had the opportunity to do whatever it is that you're doing now. Many of y'all are doing exactly what you want to do now. You're either running your own business. I don't know why I'm thinking of a t-shirt business. Am I talking to somebody who opened up a t-shirt business? But many of y'all are in your craft. You're not even you're working for someone maybe, but you're still in your craft. And then some of y'all, you're not working for nobody. You started your own business. You are the boss. Yes. Five of Swords. Of course you got people who I think you've probably had to cut off. Oh, and the Page of Cups. So a lot of fives here. Hold on. Five of Cups. And okay, not a lot of fives, but 2 5s. So clearly there was some endings and the beginnings, okay? And we are in a 10-year, okay? We are in a 10-year. So a lot of this newness is either happening right now for you, Gemini, or prepare for it. These new ideas, these new opportunities, this re-emerging back into something is getting ready to happen for you. I will say this. There are going to be people that are going to walk away from you. Now, Some of y'all, and this is specifically for people who are dating a woman. And I say it like that because I could have some LGBTQ people on here. So if you are a woman dating a woman, or if you are a male dating a woman, I'm talking to you. They may have walked away from you, or they may be getting ready to walk away from you. And I had depicted that earlier, that you may have lost people because of this transition you were in. But I also feel like if they broke up with you, whether it was because, it don't matter what the reason was. Some of it is because of you lost your job and you wasn't bringing in the amount of money, so blah, 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 blah. You could have had, because some of y'all were dating shallow people any fucking way. So this whole shift could have happened just to get that one person out of your life. Because let me tell you something. Let me tell you how the universe works. Everything could be hunky-dory in your life. But if you got somebody in your life that you need to get rid of and you're not getting the memo, you don't understand that the universe is telling you to get them out of your life, then the universe will shake all your shit up just so that one person will leave, and then everything will pan out for you. Given that you don't try to hold on to that person, given that you don't run in behind that person and try to make the very person that needs to be gone out of your life, trying to make them stay, right? So I feel like I'm talking to some Geminis that did not try to resuscitate a dead situation. Once that person left, I believe that once that person left and you wrapped your mind around the fact that they left you, immediately things started to look better for you. Good news came in, because that's what the Page of Cups is talking about. The good Page of Cups is good news. And the thing about this good news is it's been with you or around you, or you've had access to this good news all along, but you couldn't tap it. You couldn't connect to it because you had something or someone in your life that you didn't supposed to have in your life. Okay? So you couldn't tap this higher, better, greater outcome until you got rid of this thing. So they left. I don't think you got rid of them. I don't think that you got rid of them. I think they left, and that was a shift for you. They left, but they showed you that there was no loyalty. They needed to leave. They probably were only there for whatever you were providing them anyway. And this is across the board, whether it's man, woman, man, it doesn't matter. If you're resonating with this part. Now, I specifically picked up on a woman leaving a man, or a woman leaving her girlfriend because you hit some type of area or shift in your life and she couldn't benefit from it. So they left. So I did specifically pick up on that. But this is for anybody who somebody left them. They needed to leave. This could also mean, be indicative of why you were in this mourning bereavement phase. You didn't stay that long, though. I think you had your moment. I lost my job. I lost my relationship. You were talking about the loss. But something immediately began to change for you once you accepted it. See, I think I'm talking to some Geminis who are really heavy on acceptance. You're really heavy on maybe even accountability. Because a lot of y'all might have said, I know why my person left. Good or bad. It doesn't matter who was right or wrong. You just facing the situation with very realistic, very logical truths. And I think that's also what has helped you move through the shift a lot quicker than somebody who stays in that old woe me energy. You didn't bask in that old woe me energy long. I just heard the saying, you took your licking and kept ticking. Yeah, for sure. But yes, I want to focus on this Page of Cups a little more, because I do believe also that there could be something. Someone. Almost like someone immediately replaced that person that left. And not that you were cheating on your person and already had them in the bag over here. No. It's like once that person was removed, another one replaced them almost instantaneously. So whoever I'm talking to, you lost them, but somebody else came right on in, and they are a good fit. They may be a water sign. They may be Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Or they could have a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio moon, or Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio Venus, okay? But they got water in them. And I feel like that's what you needed, Gemini, was someone to, oh, now it's making sense, to do not, you know, earlier when I said don't bite the hand that feeds you, or don't turn your back or neglect people who helped you during that time where you had lost something, that's who this is. Somebody, whoever this water person is, came in and loved you right on, because they knew what you needed. So they came in and just accepted you right where you were. It wasn't about what you had, what you didn't have. They listened to your stories and they motivated you. They talked to you. Their love language was just supporting you. It didn't matter what you didn't have. They supported you. So now I see why that was shown to me. Okay, Gemini, make sure that you know, I ain't saying kiss their ass, but make sure you loving on the person who loved on you while you were down. Okay? And they could be younger than you too. They could be a younger person. This is really good, Gemini. I'm glad to not see a bunch of swords. The only swords card that is here is the 5 of Swords. And I'm glad to see that, because I'm not glad to see the 5 of Swords. I'm just glad to see that there are no other swords here, because that would let me know that you've been in your mind. You've been, you know, just overthinking, overprocessing, overanalyzing. But y'all, that's not who y'all are anyway. By nature, even though you are an air sign, you are not the sign that overthinks, right? Y'all, in my opinion, Geminis are the most intelligent, not the most intelligent, the most intellectually logical than Aquarius and Libra, which is just your sister signs, because they are a part of your air sign. All 3 of y'all are ruled by Mercury, but I feel like you, Gemini, you don't process and filter things that happen to you through heavy emotion. I feel like you think like you're not delusional at all. You are very logical, and you're very que sera, sera. Like, okay, it is what it is. Okay, well, hey, she left, he left. I mean, what I mean, like, it's like y'all are just, to me, that's a very logical, like, oh, okay, well, hey, he said he wasn't happy, so he left. Y'all don't get emotional. Again, you don't filter your things through emotions. Now, of course, this is just a very surface level that I'm talking about, because, of course, if you are a Gemini sun, but you have a lot of water placements, you have a water moon, let's just say you got a Cancer moon, and maybe even a Cancer or Scorpio or Pisces rising, and then you have your Venus is in a lot of water, your Mercury is in water. So it really depends on your other placement. So I can't say definitively that every Gemini, just because your sun is in Gemini, acts like this. It really depends on some of your other placements, okay? But I do believe that I am talking to a Gemini who has probably a lot of other air placements. You don't have a lot of water placements. And you probably don't have a lot of fire placements either, because I don't see any of the fire cards, and I don't even get impulsive energy. I'm talking to a Gemini who tapped into their other self, because you know y'all are naturally bipolar. You live in your duality. And I think with this situation, whatever this experience was for you, Gemini, you balanced your polarities very well. You did not become overly emotional, but you also didn't become desensitized either. Like, you sat with some shit and dealt with it, which is what I think you're doing right here. Right? But it was still very logical. You didn't drown in emotions at all. Show me more and show me clearly. If you're resonating with this, Gemini, hit that like button, subscribe, share, comment. Did I say subscribe? Show me more, show me clearly. More information for Gemini. Okay. No, Spirit said no, 2 minutes. That was a fluke. One at a time, sweet Spirit. One at a time. Gemini, also, let it be known, because I keep looking at these double fives. Let me let it be known that Uranus will be going over into your sign very soon. It has just recently or will recently leave Taurus. Will recently, either just recently or will soon leave Taurus. And it will station itself directly into you. I am a Taurus, and Uranus had built me up, broke me down, built me up, broke me down, built me up, broke me down since 2018. Building me up to the greatest, the biggest, the largest version of myself, right? That's what Uranus does when it goes into each sign. Well, it's coming over into you, Gemini. So prepare yourself for a lot of these shifts, because you're going to experience more. Do not be surprised if what you have gained and maintained for yourself right now, what you have put in place, don't be surprised if it is shooketh and deconstructed. And then you're put in a position to have to reconstruct, rebuild all over again. Prepare for many, many impulsive pushes and nudges and tower moments. Prepare for that, because that's what Uranus does. Uranus will leave out of you guys maybe 2029. I'm not sure of the dates. Just Google it, right? But while it is there, just know that things are going to be made available. You're going to get in them, acclimate to them, and then whoosh, it's going to go. I am guided to tell you that the things that are going to come into your life for the next 4 years is there for a good time, not a long time. It's there for a reason, not a season. It's not long. What you are going to experience within the next 3-4 years is not a lifetime thing. It's a get the lesson, get the blessing, because it's not going to stay too long. Because Uranus doesn't let stuff stay long. Uranus wants you to experience it, like it, swallow it. Experience, like it, swallow it. And I'm saying this proverbially, swallow it. You're not going to be able to bask in the moment and embrace it and love it, and it's going to be forever. It's not that. It's embrace it, love it, because it ain't going to be that long. Good time, not a long time. That's probably what I'm getting ready to title your reading. What you are going to experience and encounter, even the bad stuff. That's why you don't need to freak out when the shifts, when these multiple mini MINIMANY shifts begin to happen. It doesn't matter, because it's not going to last a long time. But now you got to attune your mind, Gemini, so you won't fall into depressions every time something is taken from you. So I see that the beginning of your shifts may have started with the losing of a job, even if that was last year. It doesn't matter. When these planets begin to shift and go direct in signs, you start to feel that maybe a year prior. You got to keep in mind, these are big bodies, big celestial bodies. So it takes time for them to turn, and then stop. Just like when they start to retrograde, it takes time for them to turn, to stop, and then begin to go the opposite direction, right? So when a planet is going from one sign, one element, to a whole nother sign, another element, it had been in Earth, Taurus since 2018. Now it's going into Gemini, air. Two total different elements, two total different energies, two total different perspectives. Because a Taurus and a Gemini don't even think the same. We're just not made the same, right? So it's going to be It's informational, it's resourceful, but it just doesn't want you to get stuck in the things that you experience these next 3-4 years. So I just said all of that to say, enjoy what you got going on right now, but also be open and receptive to the changes that may come. What your 2026 probably ain't gonna look like your 2027, and your 2027 ain't gonna look like your 2028. And that's okay. Be okay with it. This is not a bad thing. We're here to be pushed to our highest and greatest. At the end of the day, it's evolution. It's evolution. If there's any more, reveal yourself. If there's any more, reveal yourself. I don't think I'm going to pull any more for you, Gemini, because I feel like that I have said everything that has been needed to be said to you for you to realize or resonate with this reading. So every other reading I had been pulling cards. I'm going to pull cards for you too, as far as some crystal cards. Okay, so let's pull 2 crystals for you, Gemini, and see how these could help you with this journey, okay? Okay. So we have purple, aura light, and purpurite. Now, I don't have either of these. I don't know anything about them directly, but I will tell you what I use all purple stones for. I don't care what the name of it is. If it's a purple stone, then it's going to tap you into mystic type superpowers. It's going to tap you into mysticism. It's going to help you deal with spirit. It's going to help you penetrate and activate your pineal gland. It's going to do all things dealing with metaphysics. So see how both of those, they're mystical just looking at them. Now, I will get my book and read about them just to give you a little information on them. But I challenge you not to apply what I'm about to read. I tell everybody, I teach crystal classes one-on-one. If you ever need one, go over to the description, scroll down. How to contact me is over there. But you need to work with crystals and see what they tell you, how they want you to work with them, okay? I try to get people out of this trance of programming that you have to work with stuff the way somebody taught you to, or you got to read the book and do what the book say, or you regurgitate what you've heard somebody else say that a crystal does or that anything does. I teach people to trust thyself. I teach people to get a feel of whatever it is that you're doing. Because whatever it is, it doesn't matter what it is. Whatever it is that you're doing has its own way that it's going to work with you. Okay? I just gave a suggestion on how I deal with purple crystals. I don't care what it is. Amethyst. There's another crystal that I got that's purple. Is it labradorite? Maybe, I don't know. But other purple crystals that I have, because I said I don't have these, but I do have other purple crystals. And how they help me, how they work with me, is they help tap me directly into my mystical powers, my mystical mind. Okay, my mystical mind, and for me, all of my mystical mind lives right here. Okay, that's my mystical mind is there. So I'm getting the word layers for some reason too. I feel like that this is going to help unfold your layers, Gemini. But let me find my book. Let me find my book and read these to you, Gemini. The purpurite, which is what I'm going to start with. I like the fact that it has the number 44. If you know anything about numerology, then you know the number 44 is a master number. But if it is, broken down to its least common denominator, it is the number 8. And the number 8 is a number of mastery. Very befitting for this entire reading, Gemini, because by the time you finish understanding, accepting, and acclimating to these shifts, you will be mastered in something. Not only will you be mastered, because that's what Uranus wants you to do anyway, master things so you can continue to evolve and go to the greatest, highest version of it. But some of you, as I mentioned in the very beginning, you're working in a mastery. So mastership is a part of your lesson and blessing and understandings of this portion of your life. Mastery, okay? So let's go right on into this. And I'm not going to read all of whatever it states it's for because it is a lot, but I do want to give you some understanding on what you could possibly prepare yourself to use these crystals for if you do choose to go find them. I don't know how easy it is to get these. So if you have a local botanica, or you have a local place that sells crystals, or you want to order them online, I would suggest do that. I do sell crystals, but I do not have these crystals, okay? So let's talk about it. Purple-rite, it's called the curse clearer, okay? And I'll hold this there so you can just kind of beam in on it as I read. Extremely effective for psychic and aura protection. Purple-rite grounds high-frequency energy, harmonizing the physical body to the new vibration. It helps you to break away from self-destructive or self-limiting behavior, energizing the physical and mental bodies. It overcomes tiredness, apathy, and despondency. Okay, helps you break old habits and patterns. Okay, so again, I'm not going to read all of this, but awesome. Okay, one more thing it says the healing insight of this particular stone. The past creates the present, but the past can be repaired and the present can be healed. So this could be good for you, Gemini, because maybe, just maybe, for a few of you, you are in this and you've been in this for a while because the past has been very turbulent for you, or it's been daunting. Maybe you continuously experience a lot of transformations, right? Or something from the past, happened and you just haven't been able to let it go, on top of the new stuff that's happening, because life keeps life, and it don't matter if you're still depressed about something that happened 15, 20 years ago. New stuff is going to continue to present itself, right? That's why you need to deal with things as they happen, so you won't have all of these things just piling up on you, okay? So I feel like that this would be really good for any of you that may feel like you're cursed, okay? Or may feel like you are in a trap, or entrapped in some type of cycle, okay? So that could be a really good crystal to help you with that. So let's go ahead and move on into Auralite. I feel like it's going to help you with tapping on different multi versions of yourself, okay? Multi versions of yourself. Auralite. And it is the soul connector. Ashe, because is that not different parts, different is connecting all the versions of yourself. And if you know anything about the soul, it is 1,000 pieces of us out there in the world. This is not the soul, right? You only have just one little bitty itsy bitsy teeny tiny, the size of the tip of a needle of your soul in you. Listen, I did a whole video about how our soul is so vast that it would literally explode this vessel if all of what we are was trying to fit itself in this one little vessel called human being, right? So let's talk about how this could possibly, connect you to other parts of your soul, those multi-layered selves of you, right? Auralite 23 has a sedative effect on the mind, stilling it so that profound healing and consciousness connection with your soul, the universal mind, and higher dimensions occur. I love this. Oh my God. You are a multi-layered soul. Did I not say that? You are a multi-layered soul on a course of accelerated spiritual growth. You came to Earth to share your knowledge. You have an ability to move between different dimensions to anchor new vibrations into the Earth plane. The slowness and seemingly impossibility of this task have brought disillusionment and discontent, but not despair. Raise your own consciousness and others will follow. Child, y'all better listen to me because I know my shit. Even though I didn't know nothing about these two stones, did I not tell you that that is exactly what purple stones are going to help you do anyway? All right, Gemini, I am done with you. If you resonated with this message, go ahead and hit that like, subscribe. If you know some Geminis that would benefit from this reading, share it with them. If you need a reading, go ahead and get over to the description box or the description and go scroll down. One of my IGs is there and my email is there. Don't just request to follow me because I'm not going to accept you. You need to message me. Hey, coming from your YouTube, would like to discuss yada, yada, yada. If you just try to follow me, I'm not going to accept it. I don't accept new people following me. Everybody on that particular channel, because it's only like 100 and maybe 60 followers on there, but everybody was organically picked. I don't just let random people follow me. So if you don't message me first, letting me know that you come from YouTube and you're trying to either book, or if you just telling me that you've coming from YouTube and you want to follow me, I just need to know where you come from. Period. Okay. But if you are trying to book a reading, just message me. Hey, coming from YouTube, would like to set up a session. Then I'll send you all the information about pricing and timing and all of that good stuff. Okay. But if you don't do any of that, that's fine too. I just hope that this message fed you on some level and you're able to apply it and become wiser and better. Okay. Thank you. Peace.